Hi, my name is Jeannie, and this is my podcast, Dreams to Reality. So this podcast is based on my book, and it's out, by the way, and it's with the same title, Dreams to Reality, the 4 keys to living the life of your dreams. So I made this podcast as a support for my book, because my book is a tiny book. It's a really quick read. It's basically just telling you briefly about the 4 keys and what you can do to start using tools that can help you in daily life to achieve your goals and to create your dreams into reality. So to actually take them from your mind and to actually create it in the physical plane, the outside world, or what we call the reality, or this reality. So in this podcast, I'm gonna explain my process and what I do daily and what's been creating, or what's been allowing me to create more results. So in 2012, I attended a seminar. It was called the Money Magnet Seminar. I was back home in Cebu, and that's my hometown. And one of my dad's friends, he was like always visiting, and he was my dad's massage therapist as well. So he invited me to join this seminar, and I kept like saying like, nah, I don't think I'm gonna join. But he just was insistent. He said, let's go to the seminar and stuff like that. Anyway, what happened was I was the one that ended up going, and he was the one that didn't end up going. So it's kind of funny. And to think, and after I took the seminar, I was just hooked. I was just really like, I realized like it was something that I really enjoyed doing, and it was the one thing that I loved. Like because since 2007, when I became a Buddhist, and after I watched the movie The Secret, I was just, thinking about like, how can I make or create my goals and turn them into reality. And I did a process. So I chant a daily mantra, and I still do that. Every day. I've done that for 14 years, and I haven't stopped, and I will not stop, because it just helps. But when I took the seminar, and it was by John Caleb, so he's the success coach. So he's the premier success coach in the Philippines. So he was just, the things that he talked about in the seminar, it was just sort of eye-opening for me, because here I was a Buddhist, and I was practicing the principles of the universe and how it's supposed to work, but I didn't have the context, and I didn't know, because I didn't have the principles to work with. And when he explained it, I'm like, oh my God. So those were like, I've been practicing it, but I don't have the words. I don't know the name of the principles, and I don't know how to do it consistently. So I was just hooked. I was just really hooked. And I joined the group that he set up. It was a mastermind group, and it's still considered for me one of the best groups ever. We met every Tuesday for a whole year, from 2012 to 2013, before I left for the Philippines. And after that, 2014 was just phenomenal. It was like I was experiencing a lot of good stuff, like manifesting stuff. My boyfriend at that time, I manifested him, and from an idea in my head, I was able to bring him into reality. I was able to just not change my mindset, but also change my actions, which led me to my then boyfriend. And although that relationship didn't last, it really gave me the tools that I needed in life, just manifesting that and being able to bring that into reality, or into this reality. I was just like, oh, these are the principles and these are the steps, so I can do it again. And I have, and I really love that. Just knowing the principles will really help you if you know how the universe works, how life works. So that was really the most important thing that I got from the seminars, which was knowing how life works, the principles of life that you can work with. And I will be discussing those principles in future episodes, because it's a lot to take in. And I might be inviting my friend again, because he loves to talk about the principles. So he was in here. His name is James. He was in an interview like a couple weeks ago, and we're gonna try to talk about the principles because he really explains things well. I'm like, because I've been doing this a long time, I'm like, yeah, that's it. It's like, but when it's easier if you can put it into words, use analogies, and just really know the principles by heart, And I realized that this year I had to go back to the basics. That's what I realized, like, I really have to go back to the basics and just, work on the principles of life again. You could be a Buddhist, you could be Christian, you could be any other religion, but the way our mind works, it doesn't matter what religion you are. Other religions are just maybe better at explaining how that works, such as Buddhism, but because it's such a profound teaching, you can't digest it, right away. It takes practice. And as I was saying, it doesn't matter what background you come from. The principles of life are the same. The principles of how the universe works, of how your subconscious mind works, how your mind works, why you take action, why you don't take action. There's principles behind that and underlying that. So since the topic of this podcast is about my routine or what I do and what I've been doing and what I'll continue to do and the things that I need to improve on. But my daily routine includes, of course, chanting my mantra. I'm a Nichiren Buddhist and I've been doing that for 14 years. It's going to be my 15th year next year, so I'm excited for that. So it's really daily action that I take. And the thing that I incorporated in my Buddhist practice is putting a goals card, which I got from John Caleb, and he got it from Bob Proctor. And Bob Proctor, I don't know, maybe got it from Napoleon Hill. I will provide a link of Napoleon Hill's Think and Grow Rich and maybe Bob Proctor's book as well. So I have affiliate links that would really help support the show as well. Anyway, they were, it's the principles are the same no matter where you are in the world. They will work as long as you know the principles. So I chant my mantra. I look at the goals card, and in it, it has evolved over the years. It doesn't contain the things that, I like. It contains keywords. I use switch words. So switch words are words that has meaning to you. You can, I just call them keywords. It's words that you can put meaning in that would represent your goal. So I do keywords now, but I still have that goals card with me, but I use keywords now. And I do clearing. So I do the clearing statement from Monday to Friday. So I do that. I clear myself, I destroy and uncreate who I was yesterday, and then just start with a clean slate. And I do it from Monday to Friday because you also have to rest. But the thing I also do is to script. And I've been using Royce Kristen's, and he is wonderful. I would love to have him on my show one of these days. So let's see. He writes about scripting the life that you want, and it's based on his method of, he's just like me, he experiments, but he started young though. He said when he was a teenager, and he's just been doing it, and he just realized, and he realized that if he scripts, that it just comes true, because it's the way of programming your brain. Again, one of the elements, the 4 elements, it's subconscious reprogramming. So he scripts daily. So I've incorporated that, and it's really uncanny how effective it is, because I used to procrastinate a lot, and I found out that when I actually script that, oh, I'm marketing my book or I'm doing this. And I throw in something too, an experiment too, like, oh, I get free food. And you know what? It's so weird, but I do get free food, but not exactly on the day. It would be like maybe 2-3 days later. So his method, and I'm going to talk about it in future episodes because I love his scripting method. It's like you script in the morning and you script at night. And I'm also going to provide a link to that as well. And we'll discuss it as well in future episodes because I just love his method and I use it. And I've been using it for several months now. I don't know, 6 months. I discovered it last year. And I've just been incorporating it. So after I meditate or chant my mantra, I just do the scripting and the things that I really resistant on doing, such as, cleaning or doing the laundry. I put it in there. Like, I have done the laundry or I'm doing this and that. And then I script it in there. And at night, I review what actually happened. And before you know it, it actually starts lining up. Like, oh my God, like I did this and this happened, But to experiment, because I love to experiment. So I actually use this. So as like, I'm one of those people when I try something out, like a technique, I always have to experiment. So I put in there like several months ago, last year, latter part of last year. So I wrote there that I will see or manifest a triple rainbow. And I was like, that's so impossible. I've seen double rainbows. I literally have in the sky. And that's why you also have to be specific, but not too specific. So I actually said, I'm going to manifest or attract into my consciousness, into my reality, a triple rainbow. And it didn't happen right away, but I just kept on writing for the week and stuff. So I stopped by a gas station, and it's called Buc-ee's. It's really amazing. It's like you can get lost there. It is the most amazing gas station, and then like gas stop, truck stop, whatever you call it. It's just amazing. It has so many things in there. And I don't know why, but I went to the section where they were selling, fancy stuff like bags and stuff, trinkets. So I actually go in there and I noticed like an air freshener, and it was a rainbow. And not only that, it was 3 air fresheners. So that was my triple rainbow. And I was like, oh my God, this is so cool. I manifested a triple rainbow. It's so cool. And that was just eye-opening for me. And I'm like, oh my God, this stuff really works. And I've been doing it ever since like latter part of last year. There's times that there was actually a time that I stopped doing the scripting, but I came back because like you just feel it became part of my routine. I just became off. I just felt like off, that there was something missing. And also it helps me with, procrastination and hitting my targets. And definitely read that book. It's amazing. And I will talk about it for sure. So at night, I do my meditation, the mantra, and I do the scripting. And in the middle of the day, I might think of my goal, and now I started incorporating the affirmations, but not just ordinary affirmations, but I think I mentioned in the previous episode about creating affirmations that are customized, that is actually the solution to your problem or your issue. So I've been doing that, instead of focusing about what I don't like, I'm starting to focus on the solution or what I do like. And it sort of shifts your brain and your thinking and your attitude and your actions. So yeah, I love it. And I am I'm not going to be one of those people, and I know there's like I consider myself a goal-setting coach. I've helped a lot of people to be clear on what they want and to take the right actions and stuff. I guess it's a talent that I have, and over the years I've honed on it. But of course, you can have big dreams, but I'm more of the grounded goal-setting coach because I believe in doing things a day at a time. Not maybe one step at a time, but maybe you can take 1, 2, 3 steps, but you take it a day at a time. So I believe in the gradual approach because I think you're more consistent if you do the gradual approach, and it's just your daily life becomes more magical, and it just helps with your life, And I know there's other goal setting coaches out there that they are like, let's aim for big, let's go big or go broke or something like that. That's amazing too. But I believe in, taking just the appropriate steps that would just lead you to your destination anyway without being burnt out and with just being happy with being you at the moment, because a lot of people are like, oh, I have to be successful. I have to succeed. I'm this, I'm that. I have to do this. And I was like that before. That's why, we learn from our experience. I was like that before. I was so driven. You can't imagine how driven I was. But to always wind up at exactly the same point that I started, I was like, oh my God, I was just walking around in circles, and it just made me pause and stop and think, what is it really that I want? Am I really going after dreams that are not mine? So it made me self-reflect, and it's actually also one of the reasons I wrote this book. It's like you start your dream living it one day at a time, and you'll get there if you are clear. And that was for me the turning point, because as I said, I manifested a boyfriend in 2014, and he was perfect, I swear. If you saw my goals card, I ripped it apart already. If you saw my goals card, literally to a T, my boyfriend's height, his eye color, just everything about him, and I manifested that exactly what I wanted. But the thing is, was it really what I needed? And it made me pause, because after the end of that relationship, it just made me realize what is it really that I want? Is it the perfect boyfriend, or is it the right guy who would really accept me for me, and I can accept him for him? And so it just became a turning point when I realized that I'm going for the superficial things, and because our dreams, we have different dreams. We are individuals. We have, my dream is different from your dream. Maybe your dream is to have a 1-bedroom condo, or some people have big dreams. They want a swimming pool. Doesn't matter. Start where you are right now and be honest with yourself. Do you really need that Mercedes-Benz? I was like that too. I was like, I'm going to get me a Mercedes-Benz. But then I realized I just want a car that works and that drives me to work, that's efficient, that's reliable, that's the maintenance is I can afford the maintenance and stuff, and that just makes me happy, and it's comfortable. And I got exactly that, because not everybody wants a sports car. And we've seen celebrities that, a lot of them, they get what they want, but they're still not happy. They're doing drugs and alcohol and who knows what else they're into. Just made me realize yeah, of course it's good to be ambitious and to be driven. That's a good thing. But to what expense? And are you really going after the things that make you happy. And I'm going to discuss this in another episode as well. It's called the H levels, and I just discovered her. Her name is Barbara Sher, and she's amazing. And I didn't even know about her. I knew about her because of a random book search, and it was a book that I listened to, and she was referring to her, and I'm like, and I listened to her course, and it was just like, how come I never discovered her before? And it was amazing. And she was talking about the same things that I was talking about, which is do things that do things that make you happy. And so she talked about H levels. H levels is happiness level. If you're not a number 10, why are you doing so? Because I used to do Forex before, and I thought I was happy doing it, but my heart just wasn't in it. It just wasn't. It would maybe it has made people millionaires and stuff, but my heart wasn't in it. I didn't love it. My H levels was probably maybe a 5, at the most a 6. So why was I doing it? Because I felt like I had to do it. Because I felt like, get rich fast and quick, do networking or something like that. And not to say that networking is bad. It might not be for you. And I also followed that route too. I did networking, but my heart wasn't in it. The H levels was a 5 again, or maybe a 6. So it made me realize that everything really depends on your happiness levels. And when I say creating your dreams into reality, it doesn't mean big dreams that are not even yours. It means things that light you up, things that just makes you happy. Like for me right now, updating my website, that was so fun. I loved it. I love graphic design. I love podcasting. That's why I continue to do podcasting. I do this because I love this. My H levels are maybe a 10. The lowest is an 8. And redesigning my website, creating graphic design and stuff like that, doing YouTube, it's an 8 or a 10, like an 8, 9, and a 10. So my H levels are very high. And that should really be the basis for our lives when we do something. Our purpose should be for happiness, to be happy. Because a lot of people like it, and I know I almost went this route too. I almost went to med school. I really did. And I took a break and I'm like, nah, I'm not doing it anymore. And so I took a master's in literature. And I was like, yeah, this is more like my stuff. I love to write. I discovered that I love to write. So therefore, and I discovered that I have a sense of humor and I like lighthearted stuff. And so I'm writing romantic comedies. And that just lights me up. And I wouldn't do it if my H levels, happiness levels, wasn't an 8, 9, or a 10. Because I have a full-time job too. I'm a physical therapist and I enjoy that job too. I literally do. I'm one of those people. I get depressed when I can't go to work, as a physical therapist. I enjoy it. I'm like, and so the question is, what are you doing right now? I'm not saying that you quit your job. Don't do that. I'm saying that find something that makes you happy. And I was just talking to my friend on Saturday. Her name is Jill. I hope she's listening. And she was asking me, she said, I don't know what to do. Or I know I love to do things, but I don't know yet. So I kept probing her and asking her questions and what do you like? What do you like to do? And then she realized oh my God, I love cooking and gardening. And I said, okay, so do you have the time to do it? And can you find the time to do it? And she said, yeah, I'm going to start. And then it was amazing because that, happiness levels, it's very subjective. And for me, gardening, I would just rather poke me with a shovel. I'm not going to do gardening. But for her, like, her face lit up. For Jill, her face lit up when we mentioned gardening. It just, she's exactly like my grandmother. My grandmother had a garden, and that was her happy place. She would like tend to her orchids, and that was like, she loved it, and she loved to cook too, by the way. So yeah, and the same with me. I love to cook too. I mean, I love to cook. That's probably an 11. No, a 10 or an 11. I really wanted to be a chef, and I'm working on that too, right now. I don't have the certificate yet to be a chef, but I will eventually. Things are always possible as long as your H levels, you follow your H levels, your happiness levels. And that's what, I'm doing right now, because like when my relationship like ended and when I had the perfect job in New York, I still wasn't happy. I'm like, oh my God, I manifested this great job, but it's so stressful, and I was driving in the snow, and my boyfriend, like we were talking about marriage, and we were thinking about like buying a house, but then there was something, I wasn't happy because it wasn't, my H levels were low, and I wasn't listening to my heart. I wasn't listening. And you can definitely manifest and create whatever you want in life. But I'm different right now because I learned from my mistake. I'll always listen to my heart. I'm not going to go after like a dream that, I'll be burnt out, but doesn't really cause me happiness and joy on a daily level. It has to be a daily level. I really love and enjoy the things that I'm doing on a daily basis. Maybe there's times, maybe a day at the most, a day that I'm like, nah, I don't like this. But at the most, it's like, I'm happy, for the most part. There's stuff like, oh God, like that driver's terrible, but that's momentary. But I feel like I'm doing what I'm supposed to do, and that's the purpose of this podcast as well. It's for you to gain clarity, and clarity, by the way, is one of the 4 keys. It's actually the first key. It's the most important key. It's without it, why are you doing these things? So I'm going to mention another thing that I do, maybe different, because people are saying like, you have a full-time job, and how come you can do stuff that, I'm doing? I really can't explain it, how I'm able to do a lot of stuff. I really don't. No, maybe you'll, maybe my process works, because, so I have this theme, weekly theme, because I'm not good at, like at 7 o'clock, I have to do this. I'm not like that. Because it's like forcing yourself to do something. So what I do actually is every Mondays. What I do is or not every Mondays, but the theme is every day of the week I have a theme. So my theme is, for Monday, is I call it Money Mondays. So that's when I visualize about book sales, marketing, and that's when I do my marketing, book sales, everything. Emailing people, mailing lists and stuff like that. Visualizing about attracting more readers and money. So my Monday, I call it Money Mondays. It's related to the theme of money. And Tuesdays is Tuesday Love. It's about, I do clearing on love and relationships and issues and stuff that I've had before from my previous relationship, that I'm still working on, So, and I listen to courses, and I might listen to a podcast about love, and And at night, I might read a book about love and stuff like that. So I'm actually still continuing the workbook that I'm working on about like communication and love and relationships and stuff like that. And Wednesdays, I call it Manifestation Wednesdays, because every Wednesdays I actually listen to, goal setting, dream building, and I listen to a lot of law of attraction books, and subconscious reprogramming books. And then Thursdays is actually, I call it Induction Thursdays for some reason, because it's like when I talk about hypnosis, I listen to my mentor. He's amazing, by the way, David Snyder. And we do the Thursday hypnosis on each other, or I hypnotize someone, or I'm being hypnotized on the Thursday. So any time on a Thursday, I do those things. And Fridays, I call it Buddhism Fridays. So it's all about like my religion that I practice, and it's actually a way of life. But I listen to lectures, and I put it in my action plan to start reading the lectures and the books. And it's really just anything that has to do with Buddhism and spirituality. So I do energy yoga at night, Friday night. So it's Spiritual Fridays, if you can call that. I just call it Buddhism Friday. And Saturday is Saturday and Sunday. Sunday is my planning Sunday. So that's when I plan for the rest of the week, maybe do groceries, do the laundry and stuff like that. Just plan out and map out what my week is going to be like. And Saturday is I go out, and I also produce content on Saturday, so I call it Saturday content. But it could be Saturday or Sunday, depending, on my schedule. So that's how I do it. It's like you achieve your dreams and your goals by doing things or doing actions that maybe doing that one action that will help you propel you to your dreams and your goals. Take that action. One big action, one small action, doesn't matter, but it should be an action that is aligned to your goal. So what do you call that? That is actually the fourth key, which is aligned action. So you're taking actions daily on a day-to-day basis. So the scripting, the visualizing, the thematic days, the themes that I have for days, that's part of my aligned action. I'm taking action, but it's aligned to my goals. What am I doing on a day-to-day basis that's really launching me and propelling me towards my dreams? And that's how you do it. It's like, and I've been there. I've procrastinated for years. I actually had someone, and I really believe in this too. Work with someone, like either a coach. You can work with me, or you can work with someone else. Doesn't matter. Work with someone. Maybe find a mastermind group or a group that you can work with that will help you. Accountability partners. That will keep you accountable to doing the actions that needs to be done. But for me, what really helped me was doing the subconscious reprogramming, and that's the third key. That's the third key of creating your dreams into reality. So subconscious reprogramming. So what does that mean? It's like putting not ideas, but beliefs in your head. Well, not your head, but your subconscious mind, your subconscious mind that would really assist you and help you in taking aligned action. Because for years, like literally decades probably, since I was a little girl, I wanted to become a writer, but I never really took the action. I took some action, but I didn't take the action to become or to turn into a writer. And it was only when, my life blew apart, and then I had to re-examine my life. I'm like, what are my H levels? What makes me happy? So yeah, I went to this lady in 2017. This was in Jersey, and so I became a facilitator for Psyche. So it's one of those, we use the whole brain method where your left and your right brain, they work together synchronistically so that you will work on your goals. And she did a lot of stuff on me for me to stop procrastinating. And it didn't take right away. Like, it literally took months and months. And I also worked with my life coaches. They're not doing it anymore, but they're Rod and Linda Thompson. They're amazing, by the way. So they worked on my procrastination. They did like subconscious work on me. They talked to me, and just the way I don't know, I can't explain it. They have their own process that really just worked. And I noticed that after I worked with them, I just started producing books, and it really helps. And last year in September, I stopped writing, which was like, oh my God, what happened? Like, I was writing a lot of books, and then suddenly September, I was like, oh my God, I can't write. I don't know what's going on. I want to write. I don't know why I can't write. I would just stare at my computer. And then so actually this January, I attended like Identity by Design. It's a hypnosis class, and I became certified. And I had a bunch of my classmates in the seminar work on me to market my books, to end my procrastination. So when I came back a week, maybe within the week, like I came back on a Sunday, so by Monday or Tuesday, at the most it was a Wednesday, I started writing. It's amazing, right? Because we don't really know what goes on in our subconscious mind. It could be a lot of things, but that's the thing, the subconscious reprogramming, that is something you can do on your own as well. But that's one of the things that it's also important to work with other people, because you don't really, that's the thing, when it's subconscious, are you really aware? Are you really aware of the things that needs to be done if you're not even aware of it, because it's beyond and outside of your consciousness and awareness. And I also I'm also part of a coaching map coaching program, so I'm going to be with them for a year. And they also do a subconscious clearing work, and I love it, and I have had it done on me, and it's amazing. And I will most probably will learn how to do it, because I'm one of those people. I have to learn how to do it for myself so I can help myself and other people. But for now, that's what I do. And on Thursdays, I would like to also add, that's when I also do my Psyche treatment on myself. And I stopped doing Psyche after like 2019, around 2019, I just like stopped working on it or on myself, because I was like, I didn't really know what I was going to work on, to add the programs in my mind that needed to be programmed, or like suggestions, auto suggestions, if you can call that, but it's more than that. But I started doing it this year again, which is amazing, and I'm still also seeing results. So with subconscious reprogramming, doesn't really matter what type of tool that you use. What's important is you use a tool, and the tool that is appropriate at the moment. So I've had hypnosis done on me, which really helps. I love David Snyder's process. It has a clearing and a subconscious reprogramming tool at the same time. It's amazing. And I do Psyche, which really helps. And on occasion, maybe once a week or every other week, I do the map clearing. It really depends on the topic and on the things. If I really feel that I need a massive change on it, I do it. And I have done one-on-one sessions, and I might do it again next month. I don't know yet. It really depends. It's, as I said, a tool. And depending on the situation, do you use a drill? Do you use a hammer? Do you use a forceps? Or it really depends. We can use maybe a cooking analogy. You don't always use a knife. You don't always use the pan. You can use a baking sheet. So it really depends on the situation. That's why coaching, one-on-one coaching is really important, because you work individually and it's more customized. And I do it, by the way. If you're interested, email me at homeofgenie@gmail.com, homeofgenie@gmail.com. And it's just because I had it done on me and it works. Because someone told me someone asked me why are you doing those things? That's a lot of things. Because I said, I worked with over a dozen life coaches in the past 2 or 3 years. And then he was asking why are you doing all those things? I said, because I just felt like I needed to learn, and for other people to help me, because I couldn't really see what I couldn't see, I mean, I know I'm aware that there's things that are outside of my awareness that's creating things that I don't want in my life, but I don't know what it is. So I need other people to help me with the process and the tools and techniques that they use for me to point it out, for me to be able to be aware of it, and for them to point it out, or for me to be able to point it out for myself. So yeah, a lot of stuff here. So my philosophy is, and it's always going to be my philosophy moving forward, is find your H levels, what really makes you happy, and use the right tools at the right moment at the right time, because there's hundreds, if not thousands of tools, and you can use them at the right time. And you will know, if you collect a lot of tools and techniques, you will know I can use this for this. This one doesn't work at this moment, but this might work, affirmations might not work at this moment. Maybe I can use something else. Maybe I can clear first before I do the affirmations, or maybe I do this, or this is just a really, really big obstacle or a big issue. There's more to this than meets the eye. I need coaching, or I need a session or something, auto-suggestion, hypnosis, or subconscious work, anything, But just be aware that, as long as you know the 4 keys, which are, I always try to reiterate it, because one of my friends, I call him Sir Bob. So he's funny. He takes a lot of massive action, but he's not really producing stuff, and I need to work on him, by the way. If you hear this, Sir Bobby, I need to work on you. Anyway, he just does a lot of actions, but those actions are not aligned, because you have to be clear. The 4 keys are clarity, clearing, subconscious reprogramming, and aligned action. So you have to do things in a certain way, and you have to know the principles of how things work. And so I think I'm oversharing stuff, but that's mainly what I do, because a lot of people are asking how the hell do you have time to write books? I've written 6 books now, and I've written, I think, 10 books in total, because I have mini books. So I don't know how many, maybe 10 books in 2.5 years. And then I do podcasting. I have a full-time job, and I still have time to hang out with my friends and with my, significant other. So I'm just saying that it's all about being clear and just taking aligned action, and just doing what needs to be done to clear things out, and just knowing the tools that you can use at any given time. And I will provide links below to the show notes below, and I hope you enjoy this episode, and I'll be producing more, because like this topic is just so amazing. I mean, literally, there's so much to teach and so much to learn, and just so many things to share. Thank you very much, and goodbye.